met this doctor. I was doing outreach at the Japanese American Museum downtown, and I met a medical doctor, and I was, had my stuff on the table. And I asked him when he was last tested. He says, I've never been tested. And I would say maybe 40s. I asked him why. He says he's scared of the results.
So with the Red Circle Project, our logo is this. It's a circle with a dash in the middle, and the color is red. The story behind it goes that our founder, Elton Nasswood, he was at a powwow, and there was this the support ribbon for AIDS and HIV is red. So at this powwow, there was a red ribbon that signified HIV and AIDS awareness. And a wind blew, or the powwow was windy, and the ribbon got loose. And when he saw that ribbon, it made a circle, and he saw that. And so that's how he came about this, the logo. That's how the logo came out.
To further our expansion to create visibility around sexual health, we do a lot of outreach. We do a lot of presentations in the community at different organizations and entities talking about the rates of HIV infections, the causes, some of our own challenges and issues like historical trauma, the relocation program, and other historical events that a lot of Native Americans and non-Natives don't know about, which really leads or adds to some of the ways in which they navigate their lives, whether it be positive or negative.
The center focuses on Native American, Two-Spirit, and LGBTQ identifying men. We wanted to know what challenges they face when it comes to accessing healthcare.
But the Native American, gay men, Two-Spirit, and transgender individual community, they're a subpopulation of a subpopulation that is affected by HIV and AIDS and STDs. And there are no social marketing social marketing efforts put out there. There's not a whole lot of visibility of Native American communities here in Los Angeles to begin with. And so once we realized that some of the factors involved in high HIV and STD rates in the Native American gay LGBT population comes from ignorance and from lack of education, we decided to fill that hole or fill that gap by providing this. And so the more common view of Native Americans toward HIV and STD is that it's not a Native American specific disease, that it's more or less a white man's disease. Therefore, we're not affected by it. So here's an example of a role model story that we utilize, and how we created this role model story is that we've reached out to individuals in our program who've exhibited positive behavioral changes, and we've interviewed them extensively, and we pulled out the trans-theoretical stages of change. And then we've condensed their stories, and we printed them onto cards, palm cards that are disseminated into the community. This is a larger example of marketing tool that we use at events, but here's the actual palm card. And so it has their story here, and as you can read from the very beginning, I am Navajo and gay. Here's another story on a Diné trans woman who's been in LA for quite some time, and she talks about how HIV and AIDS scared them into using condoms. And we don't really care how an individual goes about and how they transform into practicing safe sex. All we do care about is that our community is aware of the challenges regarding HIV and AIDS and STDs and other social determinants of health.
With Two-Spirit, it's a descriptor and a general label that non-Native people use to kind of wrap their head around this complex concept of who we are around their heads. Because for many parts of the world, of the colonized Western world, people either view man or woman, gay or straight, things of that nature. And so with many two-spirits, what sets us aside from the LGBTQ community is we're that intersection of Native American and being gender diverse, having diverse gender expression, and even having a diverse notions of sexuality and concepts of sexuality. So with certain Native Americans, they don't have to worry about some of the discrimination and stigma that we go through now. When historically we were revered, we were respected. Some of us were medicine people, some of us were matchmakers, some of us were counselors, some of us were caretakers of children who were orphaned during warfare, or even when family would die of some disease or some incidents, we were caretakers. And so with that, we have the obligation, and also many of the two-spirit individuals, depending on our own tribe, our existence is embedded into a creation narrative. The main difference between two-spirit and LGBT is that we have certain expectations of us from our own tribes, and we also have that place within time, before time, or during the beginning of time, that we were created along with our people. We were there, as opposed to this modern contemporary notion of gay to be a minority class, to be Stonewall, what have you. Those are all valid. It's just our history and our upbringing and even our lineage and our heritage is different than the LGBT community. So I think that's probably the main difference between Two-Spirit and LGBTQ community, as well as I think that also opens up the discussion of the issues that each of us face, the issues that LGBTQ communities face, the issues that Two-Spirit face, the specific, the specific experiences, lived experiences that each community member experiences is different, and their truths and how they go about it and how they are affected by the system is different. And so I think that's one of the main, probably the main difference between the two.